Guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And if you guys remember, what we did in the last episode is that we started to work towards finishing off the card bits. What I would like to do here today is just to improve a little bit more the UI of this, because right now it doesn't look that great. The text looks quite small. It doesn't look as good as it could. So let's see if we can actually improve these things here. So the first thing I would like to do here is that first of all, I would like to improve our image, right? Right now, what I would like to do here is that I would like to wrap the image with, let's say, a size box. And this size box, I would like to set something like, so not size to content, but maybe 100 by 300, maybe let's see, 150 by 100. Maybe we can try to, maybe that's good. Maybe we can do 150 by 150, and then we can try to align this maybe here. Maybe this is too big, so we can do maybe 142 by 142. Let's see, how does it look? All right, it looks a little bit better, but it can be even improved. All right. So now let's try maybe 125 by 125. I want to make sure that it's very centered and aligned to here. So I'm going to align that to the center. I'm going to do 1 and then 1, and this maybe 0.5. So in this way, we know that is always on the center. So right now it looks way better. As you can see, the simple thing changed a lot. It looks nice. Now, the next thing I would like to do here is that the title looks a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically bring this here, and I'm just going to slightly cut this size just so it looks a little bit better. You see? It looks okay now. Now, the font, I don't like this font. I'm not entirely sure why. I just don't know. There's something about this font that doesn't look great. So I'm gonna use this italic one. I'll put it right here. Now let's see if it looks good or not. So it doesn't look too bad. We just need to maybe put like here. Yeah. And there we go. Crushing blow. And we have a better font. Now, maybe what we can do here, instead of using 32, we can use 25, 28, I don't know. Does it make any difference? Doesn't make any difference because we're using, I'm just gonna maybe cut this a little bit like that. Maybe, like a tiny font, it doesn't have to be bigger. Now it looks way, way nicer. I really like it. Now, the next thing that I want to do here, guys, is that I would like to improve our text. This doesn't look very great at the moment. It looks very crowded. You see, you can barely read what's going on. So for this, we're going to use something called a rich text block. All right. So the way a rich text block works, it's that we have to create it similar to what HTML rules works, right? So for example, here I added a rich text block, which I'm going to compile and save. And now you're going to see that, so this is Mario text or something. So now everything's going to look like all broken and it doesn't look great. All right. So what we can do with this is that we can create a text style. So we're going to right click and we are going to basically, I think we can create one from here, but we're going to right click. We're going to go here to miscellaneous, and we're going to create, what is it? Physics, texture. I'm just trying to find Okay, I may need to do this. And then I'm gonna go back here to TCG game, and I'm gonna call this DT description. And we do not have a row, so no, that's the wrong one. Text style. We need to search for maybe text style or style, just a wrapper for the structure. Is that the one we're looking for? No, that's not the one we're looking for. I think it's miscellaneous, I remember. But I think we select the composition table, reach text style row. I think that's the one. Yeah. So now can I assign this here? Yes. Okay. So if I save that, I think that's it. I think the problem that we have is the... Okay. I am going to force delete this. I'm going to do the same. Data table. And we're going to search for style. Reach text style. There we go. That's the one we want. DT text style. Now you're probably asking, why did you have to create a new table? Why we have to do this? So now a text style allows us to set up what we call rules. And I'm going to show you in a second. So for example, you come here, you add a new table, right? And you have something that we call text style. And we have the font, we have like the color and a bunch of other things that we can actually have here. So in this case, this basically works similar to what WordPress, to HTML. So for example, if we create here, I'm just opening up the browser and basically I'm going to call reach text style Unreal. This is a very good way to stylize your object. So for example, here we created the data table, we selected that, we created something that we call default. So that is what we're going to do here. So we're going to call here default, right? So it's default style. And then basically for the default style, according to the documentation, we can select what do we want. So for example, here we have some rich text. And because you say reach, you see he added the text style name. He added that little style as different. So for example, okay, let's go back here and let's select maybe the regular one. All right, we have the regular text, and here I am just looking for this color because I really like this color. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go here, and the default style for this font is going to be, let's say, I don't know, maybe 24. All right. Now we do not have a material for the font, but we have this. And I think that's all we need. We have everything that we need here. Nice. Now on the rich text here, what I can do is that I already have the text and I can select what style do we want, and I'll compile and save. And you see, look, I have this is Mario test, blah, 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 blah. Now, what you can do with rich text, it's even cooler because right now, using this example, I can, for example, go back to here. I can duplicate that data and I can maybe say strong, like I want to highlight this. And I can do the italic, right? The font that I liked before. And maybe we can make it so it's like a yellow color or maybe a green color. I'm not entirely sure. Now, look how cool is this. So now what we can do is that, for example, I want to highlight Mario. So I'm just going to use here the notepad because I prefer writing those things on a notepad. So what I can do is Mario. So if I want to highlight my name, I just do something like this. I come here, I do, let's say, strong, Mario, and then I finish with this. Is that how the tutorial? Yes. Basically, this is like what we call a HTML tag, all right? It's like the similar idea of HTML. But look at that. Mario now, it's highlighted. Look how cool is that. So now what we can do is that we can delete this card description. And I'm going to call this card description. Sorry, card description. Card info. I'm struggling to type that. So card. All right, card description. Now I am gonna add this one here. I don't think I need to wrap this with proper, like with a scale box, because I can probably just use whatever we have here to proper style the text. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add it here. And this is gonna be the boundaries of the text. Nice. Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go where's the problem, because it says, oh, the card description doesn't exist anymore. Make sure this is a variable. Now I'm going to get that. I'm going to set text. And now if I go back here and press play, we have the text. Of course, that we have to proper fix this issue here right now. So what I'm gonna do is that we're gonna a very long text. So I'm gonna add this and that 4 times. Now this is a problem, but we can actually control how this looks. So what we can do, maybe we can have a max width. I don't know. That work? It doesn't look like I can control that. So maybe 100. Okay, so this doesn't change much. So I'm trying to look decorator classes. I don't have a decorator class, which is fine. Override the style, justified on the middle. That's okay. Advanced wrapping. Wrap the text to a new line when exceeds the width. 0 or no wrap occurs. Okay, so if I put, let's say 20 or 5 or 2, 0.2, how does that work? Maybe 0. Auto wrap text. Okay, I like that. Auto wrap text. So let's see if that looks better. Okay. We're doing progress. This looks way better now. It looks way nicer than it was looking before. And we're now using the rich text, which we can add new things. Now, I am going to make sure that the default we have, let's say maybe, I don't know, 16. Let's see if it's small. That doesn't look too bad. It looks quite cool. I can read that. It doesn't look janky. I think it looks, we have found here like a very nice size. And look, guys, how nice the card is looking. Like, it's looking really cool. And I think I'm very happy with this. I think this is everything that I wanted to do. Of course, that, you know, like right now, what you guys can actually do here is that, for example, you can open up if I search here, the DT table, right? DT cards. And look how nice is this. You can come here and you can, for example, I'm going to bring here and I can highlight this to be, let's say, strong. And then I do this, which is like a HTML kind of tag, right? Look at that. Where is that card now? Look at that. Reduce all incoming damages by 1 for the next 2 rounds. So you see that it looks really cool. I think that's everything that I wanted to cover here. I would like you guys to go ahead and decorate it as much as you can on the cards. You know, go crazy with these things. You know, create new styles yourself and use it, and you know, just make it looks nice. What I would like to do here in the next one is that when I hover this image or that one, the image pops out in front of everyone else, or maybe, you know, it does some kind of a movement or something, so I can see what is the card, because right now I can't cycle through the deck. So I would like to do this to be able to see the card. And then once we finish with that, I am going to do the logic to remove the task from the UI. And then after that, guys, we're going to start to plan how we're going to play this for real. Like how we're going to start to have players or enemies or something. We need to start to add a health to the player, defining the rules. And for example, when you add a new card, right? We have, I don't know why that's not doing that properly. But anyway, when you add a new card, if it's, for example, where's the magic card? This one. Freeze one enemy for one turn. So if I throw this card in the game, I would like something custom to happen. So we need to create that thing as well. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. I know it's just we didn't do much, but we added a new rich text, and it's looking much more sharper now, the card. And for the next one, I would like to now start to do the new effects on the card. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I see you in the next one.